Of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Now let's get started.
First things first, let's demystify what is called an AI prompt, or what is a prompt. So this thing called prompt is essentially you telling your AI bot exactly what you want it to do. And for you to be able to fully get the best out of each AI software that you want to use to generate your images, you need to be fully aware of what it can and cannot do. So what you're going to see today is that we're going to use one prompt to generate different images across different applications. And once you've managed to see the difference, you'll be able to understand what exactly I mean when I say take time to understand what your AI software is capable of and what it's not capable of doing. Okay, so to start off, I've got a list of prompts that I want to experiment with. Essentially what I want to do is to create a hyper-realistic African woman. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just copy and paste this prompt. I think let's experiment with this one. This one says create a hyper-realistic African woman wearing a leather jacket and white top. Give her long blonde hair, long lashes, long nails with polish, gold hoop earrings against a backdrop of New York City lights. All right, so I'm just going to copy that. And the first AI generator that we're going to test with is Adobe Firefly. Adobe Firefly is one of my favorite apps to use. If you've watched any of my other videos, you already know that I use Adobe Premiere Pro to edit most of my videos. So in terms of the Adobe ecosystem, I'm very familiar with it and I enjoy using it a lot. So I'm just going to go here, paste my AI prompts, and let's see what it comes up with. All right, so this is what we've come up with. Okay, so our prompt is create a hyper-realistic African woman wearing a leather jacket and white top. Give her long blonde hair, long lashes, long nails with polish, gold hoop earrings against a backdrop of New York City lights. So in terms of hyper-realistic African woman, I think they got it right. And then we've got blonde hair, okay? And I said gold hoop earrings. These look okay, none of these are gold hoop earrings. They're gold, but these are pendant. So they're more of pendant earrings as opposed to gold hoop earrings. Leather jacket on point, white top on point, long lashes. I think they all have long lashes. Long nails, not seeing any of that. Against the backdrop of New York City lights. Okay, we got the backdrop and I think that looks pretty awesome. So this is one of the images. This is the first image, right? The second image, third image, and fourth image. So the point of me using the same AI prompt to go through different applications is for you to be able to see exactly which application gives you the results that you like. Because for someone else, this could be perfect, and for another person, they're going to be like, no, you know what? I think I need to look for a better AI generator. And essentially what you can also do is to further improve this AI prompt. You can just go in there and customize it, change a few things. You can say wearing a pink top, for example, if that's what you want. And you can even change in terms of the wording so that you generate better results, or results that are close to exactly what you're looking for. All right, one thing that I also forgot to mention is that here on the right hand side for Adobe Firefly, you've got the aspect ratio. So I can change it to widescreen if I want. And for me, I'm looking for hyper realistic, so the photo would be a best in terms of the content type. And for visual intensity, if I want the colors and everything else for this image to be more vivid, more detailed, I can then choose this option. And then of course, if I want to upload an image as reference for this, I can do that. And then you can also change the color tone, the lighting, the composition, and so on. So I'm just going to generate again, since we've changed the top to pink, and of course the dimensions for the image. All right, now we've got a different look altogether. I think this is the same ladies. Yes, it is. Oh, close to. All right, so this is what it looks like with the pink top. Okay, there we go. Okay, now this long blonde hair is just not coming together. All right, okay, that's the last one. All right, let's go to the next application. This is Microsoft Bing, also one of my favorites. Okay, so I'm just going to copy and paste the same AI prompt that we said we we're going to work with across. For each of these applications, they all give you credits so that you can play around with the software. All right, and this is what it gave us. Okay, and it says powered by DALL-E 3. This to me does not look hyper realistic. It does not look close to a photo as I would want it to. But however, in terms of the detail, I think this one got it better than Adobe Firefly. Blonde hair, gold hoops, long nails, leather jacket, white top, and the New York lights background. Look at the next image. Okay. All right. All right, so the next application we're going to take a look at to create this avatar is Midjourney. Okay, copy and paste the same AI prompt. So I can also then adjust if I want it to look realistic, normal, anime, or 3D. Once again, I'm looking for realistic. I can change the aspect ratio. I'm going to leave it as a square, and I can also then determine the number of images I want. I'm just going to ask you to generate 2. Okay, and I'm going to click generate here. All right, this is what it looks like using Midjourney. So this is what the first image looks like. Wow, in terms of keeping it realistic, I think it also did that as well. It also attention to detail, the long blonde hair, long lashes, gold hoop earrings, leather jacket, white top. Don't see any long nails there. Let's see with the other image. Same detail, but I don't know if you can see this, but you can see that the teeth are not all white. Could be a rendering issue there, but at the same time, the detail looks good, except that we still can't see the hands, no long nails. All right, the next one that we're going to take a look at is crayon. Hope I'm pronouncing that properly. Crayon, or just crayon. Maybe I'm trying too hard, but anyway. So I can either choose art, drawing, photo, or none. I'm choosing photo. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, and this is what we get with crayon. Oh wow. I'm at a loss for words. I don't know I do not understand what's going on here. Is my prompt that bad for this application? This is blurry. As you can see, the images are blurry. I asked for blonde hair, it gave me ginger, brown. And long blonde hair, it gives me short blonde hair. No hoops, no leather jacket, no white top. You know what? Okay, I've got nothing to say here. This is not the best, I'm sure, as you can see. And that's all I'm gonna say. Let's move on. The last one that we're going to try is AI image gen in Canva. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, all right, now this one looks almost realistic. I like this one. All right, long blonde hair. This has got blonde highlights, gold hoop earrings, New York City lights, leather jacket, white top, cute nails. Not long, but cute nails. Okay, I think this one got it almost right. So in terms of being able to create images, this is essentially how you do it. And if you then want to go ahead and create the video, which is what we're going to do now, this is how we're going to do it. All right, so what we're going to do to create our talking avatar, we're going to use a software in Canva called HeyGen AI. Right, I've already started using it, so it's right here on my left hand side. But if you're not familiar with it, just go to apps and type in DI and the app will pop up there. Or alternatively, if you want to see all the apps, the AI apps within Canva, just type in AI and search and you get all these different AI apps that you can use for different things. And the one that we want to use is this one, DID. Right now I'm on a Canva Pro account, but if I want to use it without the watermark, then I have to pay. And to pay, these are the pricing plans for DID. If you're on the trial, which most people would be, automatically, if you decide to use the application or the software, and it'll have a watermark right across this entire screen or your image. And then if you want the lights, then you can pay $4.70. And depending on the number of credits that you want, you can then adjust that, as you can see here. Then there's the Pro, the Advanced, and then the Enterprise for large corporations. So these are all the images that we've created, our avatars. And I'm just going to select one of them. I'll use this one. I'll use this one. Okay, let me use this one. Sorry for being indecisive. Automatically, you can also use your own images. These are my own images. You can use the existing avatars that come with the app if that's what you like. You can also upload your own audio if you want to use your own voice, your own audio background, okay? And then here is where you put your script, and it gives you a maximum of 8,000 characters. There we go. You can choose whatever English language that you want, if that is what you want, but there are many languages that are here, and there are different variations in terms of the accent. So if I choose English United Kingdom, I've got different options in terms of the voices, female and male, and at the same time I can choose the style in terms of is it cheerful, sad, and so on. But these are limited, the styles are limited according to the language that you choose. So if I choose the United States version, for example, with English United States, it's right here. You'll find that there are way more voice options. I like Sarah. Where's Sarah? Sarah. There she is. And you've got more options as well. Okay, I'm going to choose friendly, and this is how she sounds.
Create a hyper-realistic African woman wearing a leather jacket and white top. Give her long blonde hair, long lashes.
Alright, for these options, I'm going to use up 1 credit. Okay, so I'm just going to click generate here, and let's give it a moment. Okay, and here she is. Set it to video background, and if I want to play her, this is how she sounds.
Create a hyper-realistic African woman wearing a leather jacket and white top. Give her long blonde hair, long lashes.
Okay. And then if I want, I can change her as well. And let's choose a better image that renders way better than this. So it's always best to generate or use an avatar that's facing directly at the screen. As you can see, it'll be moving its head and blinking its eyes. So sometimes you can really tell that it's an avatar, or you can still tell it's an avatar. But in terms of the quality, it looks better if the avatar is facing directly at the screen. Alright, and let's just maximize that. Let's see the difference. I don't know if you can see this part here. They'll all have this little weird part here as if they're swollen on one side. Maybe you can generate a better avatar than this that'll make sure that you won't see this swollen part. But when they're talking, you'll see it.
Create a hyper-realistic African woman wearing a leather jacket and white top.
Alright, so this is how you create your talking avatar, and you can create as many as you want depending on your budget in terms of how many credits you want to use up as well. And this is how it's done.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful and relevant. Please share it with anyone who you believe might benefit from it. You can download a free list of the AI prompts that you can experiment with from the link in the video description below.